Hey, good morning, everybody. We're gonna get done with the last week of the transfer portal. Get these out there. That way, people can make roster adjustments heading into the walk-on drafts. All right, so quite a few names here for each of the conferences. Now, one little bit of information: a player needed 50 points total on them in order to commit. If they did not, let's say one team put 25 points in the final week of the transfer portal, no other team put points, they will not be signing. They will go into the walk-on draft. All right. So we'll kick things off with C1. First up, Amari Hayes, going to go to Oklahoma. Denegal, going to go to SMU. Mbakwe, Arizona State. McCray, going to go to Oklahoma. Alex Taylor, going to go to Oklahoma. And Barnes going to also go to Oklahoma. So first up, we're going to go to Michael Van Buren, deciding between three teams. We got Washington and Stanford. Pittsburgh just sneaking in there at 16%, just above that 15% threshold. So not going to go to Stanford. He is, in fact, going to go to Pittsburgh. All right. Next. All right, I don't know why that's not showing up, but I will just type that in there. Pittsburgh. All right. Next up, we've got Hatcher. Hatcher's decided between USC and Miami. Going to go to Miami. All right. Next up, we've got Nico. Decided between four teams. We've got Miami, Pittsburgh, LSU, and Florida. Not going to go to Florida. Not going to go to LSU. He is going to go to Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh gets Van Buren and Nico. All right. Next up, Garrett Oakley. Decided between UNC and Arizona State, just sneaking in there. He's going to go to UNC. All right. We got Keyshawn Singleton. Decided between Washington and Stanford. Going to go to Washington. Will Hammond. Decided between six teams. We got Washington, USC, Pittsburgh, LSU, Miami, and Florida. He is not going to go to Florida. Not going to go to Miami. Not going to USC. Going to go to LSU. Congrats, Greg. All right. We've got, not sure. Okay. Solo, going to SMU. Can't say that name anyway. We've got Adrian Wilson. Decided between UCLA and Oklahoma. Going to go to Oklahoma. Got Luke Haas next. LSU and SMU. Going to go to LSU. Malcolm Simmons. Decided between Pittsburgh, UCLA, and Stanford. Not going to go to UCLA. Going to go to Stanford. All right, Vines Bright up next. Four teams in on him: Washington, UCLA, USC, LSU. Ooh, not going to go to UCLA. Not going to go to LSU. Going to go to USC. Dubar is up next. Deciding between UCLA and Stanford. Going to go to Stanford. All right, so those are the ones for C1. We will transition over to C2. All right, first up, we've got Isaiah Horton, deciding between California, Texas, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, and Texas A&M. Not going to Syracuse, not going to Georgia Tech, not going to go to Texas. He's going to go to Texas A&M. Right. Anthony Carey, deciding between Georgia and the Institute. Going to go to Georgia. Kenny Minchie, deciding between Florida State, Michigan, Texas, Syracuse, and Ohio State. Not going to Ohio State. Not going to Michigan. Going to go to Texas. All right. Jake Merklinger going to Texas. London Humphreys going to Tennessee. Corey Smith deciding between Tennessee and Penn State. Gonna go to Happy Valley. Terry Shelton, Texas A&M and Texas, going to Texas. Eager, signed between Georgia, Penn State, and Alabama. Just sneaking in there with 21%, needing 20. All right, not going to go to Alabama. He's going to go to Georgia. Next up, we've got Hayden going to Alabama. Trader going to go to Florida State. Carter Nelson deciding between Florida State and Texas A&M. Going to go to Florida State. Voorhees decided between Georgia Tech, Florida State, Alabama, and Syracuse. Not going to Syracuse, not going to Alabama. He's going to go to the Institute. Congrats, Christian. All right, Chase Sowell decided between Alabama and Georgia Tech, 50-50. Also going to the Institute. All right, and then John Anthony Hall decided between Syracuse and Texas A&M. Going to Syracuse. Look at that. Picking up a recruit. All right, so there is C2. Switch over here to C3. First up, we've got Carlos Hernandez. Well, clearly not going to Vanderbilt and Missouri. We've got Colorado, Wisconsin, Missouri, Ole Miss, and Vanderbilt. Also not going to Ole Miss. He is going to go to Wisconsin. Hogan Hansen, deciding between Missouri and Colorado. Going to Missouri. All right, Caden Fegan, deciding between Rice and Wisconsin. Also going to Wisconsin. Badgers pulling some people early. All right, Tracy going to Wisconsin. Noah Rogers going to Ole Miss. Owen McCown decided between Wisconsin, Ole Miss, Auburn, Colorado. Not going to Auburn. Not going to Ole Miss. So it's either Wisconsin or Colorado. Colorado pulling a little bit of an upset for Owen McCown. Mikey Matthews also going to Colorado. All right, Gibson deciding between Missouri and Rice. Once again, just sneaking in there, needing 20%. Going to go to Rice. Bit of an upset. All right, then we've got Jake Merklinger also signing here. Deciding between Ole Miss, who has a bit of a lead, and also Maryland and Auburn. Not going to go to Auburn. Going to go to Maryland. So the Terps also get a recruit. All right, there's C3. This is going to complete the transfer portal portion of the league. I believe Dylan may have already set up walk-on drafts. If not, we'll figure out what the date is going to be, and we will get those kickstarted. That way we can blow through those as we rapidly approach the incoming college football season. So that'll be it for this one, and take care.